Welcome to Touch Develop's informational video, Bounce. Through Bounce, we will create a physics-driven application. Once we have created our new script, we will begin within the main method by clicking on Main. Inside the main method, we will choose the first empty line and the automatic option, Variable. This variable will become our new board, so we enter the library, Media, and click the capability, Create Full Board. To make our board accessible in future code, we will make it a global by pressing the variable title and then Promote to Data. On our next line, we will detail our board through a command. By clicking Data Board, we may call upon our board and give it a boundary so that no sprites can exit the screen. On our following line, we will create a sprite through a variable which can then be initialized by Data Board and the automatic option Create Rectangle. Given that the parameters of Create Rectangle are the respective width and height of the sprite in pixels, we will increase the size for an optional effect. To enhance expected code once more, we promote our sprite variable to a global. To finalize this method, our last line will make our script, so far, visible by choosing Data, Board, and then Post to Wall. Now we will create a second method to add the effects of physics to all objects on the board. Correspondingly, we will title the method Physics. Our first line is a variable which will represent acceleration on the board. To initialize, we choose the hidden option Senses and then Acceleration Quick. To apply our code to the board, we then choose Scale, taking note of the parameter. The higher this number is, the more drastic the sprites will respond during activation. Due to its responsibility of setting acceleration, we rename the variable A. On the following line, we will utilize this data in the command Data, Board, Set Gravity. For the parameters, the x value of variable A will be extracted and then the y value. So that the gravity is constantly being refreshed, our next line will be a command as well, calling Data Board and instructing it to evolve. The command directly following will then call Data Board a second time, this time updating on wall. Since our method, physics, needs to be constantly reinformed, we will place the entire method within the event GameLoop. GameLoop has the specific capability of running its contents infinitely, regardless of loops being run elsewhere. At this point, our code will have created the desired gravity-driven application, but we'll take it one creative step farther. To do this, we will need one final method titled Color. This method is entirely nested within an if statement, an option given after adding a line. An if runs its body code when its parameters are met. We will exploit this so that its contents are run when the sprite enters the border of the screen. With that intent, we simply extract the x and y values and declare them less than or equal to, or more than or equal to, 75 pixels from the board's edge. For this screen, that entails sprite x is less than or equal to 75, sprite x is greater than or equal to 425, sprite y is less than or equal to 75, and finally, sprite y is greater than or equal to 725. We concatenate these conditions with OR because the sprite's presence in any of these areas is sufficient enough for running the entire body. The body statement itself is much simpler. The sole line is a command which calls on Data Sprite and chooses the option Set Color. Automatically, the parameter is set to Colors Random, which is exactly the change we would like to occur. Now, as was the case with physics, we must enter our code into GameLoop. We do this because we want the if statement to be checking its parameters continuously, as they are constantly changing. The final line of our overall script will be present as the last line of GameLoop. The previously used command Data, Board, Post to Wall allows the color changes to be visible to the user. Congratulations! You have now completed the step-by-step video application, Bounce. You may now return to your main method and press play to activate your app.